it down or you
Um,
want to run your mouth?
are you
You
want to
want
get
to
down or
talk
you want to run
shit?
your
You want to
mouth?
run your mouth? You want to... Hey everybody, welcome to the Day Real Show, and this is Off the Clock Podcast, something that I'm starting this off season where I'm gearing to interviewing athletes, agents, people connected across the sports world. It could be the top fans, anybody. So what I need you to do right now is to subscribe to the channel, and then also if you are not following me on Instagram, the actual Instagram for this podcast will be at Day Real Show, and then you'll see Off the Clock Podcast. So, all right, y'all, listen, for today's guest is someone truly special to me, not just an incredible athlete, but also my friend, and I absolutely love her. So, she is a trailblazer in every sense of the word, making history as the first woman to earn a college football scholarship as a non-specialist. She's overcome obstacles that most people couldn't even imagine, to breaking barriers in a male-dominated sport. She's a fighter, a playmaker, and an inspiration to so many, including myself. She inspires me. You've seen her in a Super Bowl commercial, making headlines and proving that women belong on the football field also. I am so excited to welcome the one and only, Toni Harris to Off the Clock. All right, Toni, let's get into it.
Hello, Day.
I really appreciate you for being on my show and especially being my first guest at our interview. You have a lot, and I also have loved your story. So, first of all, I want to ask you, how you been? Because, I haven't seen you in a minute, but how are you?
I know. We haven't seen each other since the Christmas break back in December, but I'm doing good. I'm happy. It's football season, and I just can't wait for the games to start. So, yeah, I'm in a good
Okay.
space now.
Yes, I know I have my Toni on here, so you guys also get to enjoy my Toni, and I'm telling you, if you don't already know her, you're gonna love her. You probably already loved her, but just understand this is my friend, Toni. Now, I know you probably talked about this plenty of times, but I personally have never asked you, and I would like to know is how did you get started with football? Why did you choose football?
Well, so obviously I grew up being a four-sport athlete, but I always loved football a little bit more. And I'm not going to necessarily say that I'm a tomboy, but I love football. And I grew up watching my cousin play and my uncle coaching as I was a kid, and I wanted to join in. Like, I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see how the action was. I wanted to be a part of that little football family, right? And I started playing for the West Side Cubs in Detroit, and ever since then, I've been playing since I was 4 years old. So I have 20 plus years in the game
4?
of football. Mm-hmm.
At 4
Little
years
league
old, I don't know
pal.
what I was doing. So you played for the Cubs. What's that? Is that the red and white people?
They used to be red, yeah, the West Side Cubs, but now
Mm-hmm.
they're in the Sound, so they're no longer with Pal anymore. They're with Somebody.
Toni, to start off, I want to start this off with like a little 10-second question.
Okay.
Ideas that come to your head. I really don't want you to pass on it. I want you to try to just answer whatever first comes to your head, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's try this out. So, number one, who is a player that you still want to meet? It could be NFL, probably somebody that used to play. It could be a coach. Who is somebody that you want to meet in football still?
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, okay.
Prime time. Prime time.
Okay, so are you choosing NFL or are you choosing college football?
As much as I love NFL and love working with NFL, I think I need to go with college just because it's still super, super authentic. And now everything in the NFL feels like it's kind of scripted. I mean, I'm not with scripted people, but it's just, with these games and our Detroit Lions not moving forward, I'm going to go with NCAA college football.
NCAA college. Wait, who's your favorite college team? Now, people don't know this, but I'm actually a Michigan State fan. But I think I'm gonna switch over to Michigan. Who's
I
your
love
team?
Michigan. However, I am a Trojan alumni, so I got to go with my Trojans, USC.
Oh, the California people? Oh
Hmm.
God. Okay, that makes sense. You went there. I understand.
Yeah.
Um, so I guess I'm just the middle person back and forth
I
between.
mean, still go there. So I gotta go for them because
Okay,
that's my current
that's your
school.
school.
So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So if anybody ever hold me to my word, I'm in the middle. I got Michigan, Michigan State. I'm going back and forth. Honestly, if you want to call me a bandwagon when it comes to it, I'm here. Then
I
I'm
don't think
here.
I'll ever be a Michigan State fan, but if a Michigan State team was going up against another team, I'm always going to go for Michigan. If you get what I'm saying? A Michigan,
Yeah,
a Michigan team, like either it's Michigan or Michigan State. Any other team outside of Michigan, I'm gonna go for. But I'm not a
I
Michigan State fan.
think I think for me is Michigan State. I choose them when it comes to basketball, and then I choose Michigan when it comes to football. So I
Yeah,
think that's what I've been
that's a
doing
good.
lately. Okay, so another question. You personally, would you prefer someone text you or call you?
Texting is okay, but I'm more so of a personable person, so not even texting or calling. I actually like FaceTime much better.
FaceTime.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you were having any conflicts or say with anyone's like your personal friends or whatever, would you prefer them to send you a text or would you prefer them to meet up or would you prefer them to just call you and talk to you about it?
I would prefer somebody to meet up because, for one, when you're texting somebody, you can take the wrong tone with somebody in a text message, and then when you're calling, you can't really see it to a person's face or whatever. So I feel like it's better to do everything in person.
Okay. What would you say is your hardest hit? One that you have to give or one that you had personally taken?
Probably one I've had to give. I've never really been hit. Listen to me when I say this. I don't put myself in predicaments where I'm the one being hit because I play on defense. It can
Hmm.
happen, but I don't put myself in predicaments like that. But hitting running backs is really, really hard just because they come downhill so hard. Sometimes just running that ball. So yeah, a hardest hit I've had to give is probably to a running back.
Okay. I know personally, I tried powder puff one year, and I remember when I was trying to be quarterback, and a female hit me, and then at that point, I knew the tackle was
You
not
was
for
like, this
me.
is not it.
This is not it.
It's
But
not it.
okay, so what is something that you are working on now, or that could be considered a short-term goal?
I think a short-term goal, literally for me, is just trying to be 1% better every day. We're all growing and we're all learning, and I just feel like that 1% is such a short-term thing, but it attributes to everything you do in your life. So each time I'm doing something, I'm trying to be 1% better at it each and every day. So that's one of my short-term goals. Every day, I need to be a little bit better than I was yesterday.
Okay, perfect. So for a whole day, tell me about this. Would you rather walk in heels for a day, or would you rather walk in cleats for the day?
Oh, I'd rather walk in cleats for a day. I walk in heels all the time. As you know, we talk about this. And just to think about the amount of pain that you're in when you're walking in heels just for 2 hours, imagine 24. Cleats hurt.
Facts.
However, they're not going to hurt as much as they are when you're walking in heels. So I choose a cleat any day. Now, if you're telling me a couple hours at a little shindig or something, hoo hurrah. But all day, 24 hours, absolutely not. Strong woman if
Yeah.
you do, though.
Yeah, I'm not putting heels on. If you guys invite me to anywhere, I'm not a heels person. That is a topic for another discussion on why I don't wear heels. But yeah, I'll show up with the cleats on any day. Fast food. I'm not a fast food person.
Mm.
But would you choose White Castles or McDonald's?
Oh, definitely White Castles. McDonald's trying to kill you every single day.
Yeah, that's a fact. Please, if you're out there, please do not eat McDonald's. And I'm sorry for
Really
McDonald's. I
don't
try to
eat
go against
any
y'all.
fast food for real. But if you gotta
Mm-mm.
choose White Castles before McDonald's.
Listen, I'm choosing White Castles every time because that's what I'm choosing when I leave outside the club.
Mm-hmm.
But for McDonald's, I honestly don't feel like the chicken is real. So if you are out there eating McDonald's, this is an ad. Don't do it. You can
Don't do
choose
it.
anything else.
Don't
Now,
do it.
I don't know if it's outside of football or for football, but what would you say is your go-to hairstyle?
Do you see what I have in my hair right now? My bohemian knot. So
Braids.
obviously, you're the one who usually does my bohemian braids, but I'm not in Detroit right now because I'm in Chicago playing ball or whatever,
Hmm.
and I can't get my hair done by you. And even with my experience working in the shop, 10 plus years doing hair, 15 plus years, like I still don't like to do my own hair. So when the time for football season, the first game, March 29th, I need you to tame this head, okay? Because these are gonna come down. These are coming down, and I need to go back to my light brown short boho braids. Please and thank you day.
Listen, I want braids too, but I can't braid my hair honestly right now.
Listen,
Braiding
switch
your
for
own
a
hair
switch
is
then.
hard.
Switch for a switch, okay? Switch for a switch.
I could probably wear somebody, braid it down and then, yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay, so on the field, let's talk about this. Are you the player that keeps it silent and let your game speak for itself, or would you be a trash talker?
I'm a little bit of both. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
always let my game speak for itself. But if you have one of those players who just don't know how to shut the fuck up, I'm going to talk some trash to you because now you want to talk, we can take it there. And it just depends on who you're playing or what team you're playing and what kind of beef that those or relationship those two type of teams have. Because I'm friends with a lot of people who are in my league, and I might talk some smash trash talk just for us to laugh and have a good time on the field. But other times, I'm like, oh, bitch, you want to get down? You trying to get down or you want to run your mouth? You want to get down or you want to run your mouth?
You want to
So,
get down or you want to run your mouth?
are you
You
want to
want
get
to
down or
talk
you want to run
shit?
your
You want to
mouth?
run your mouth? You want to. All
Set
right,
it off.
so I did used to play basketball back in the day. Honestly, not that long. But I don't know if I was a trash talker or I just had anger issues and I just wanted to say something
You
because my
probably
game
had
did
both.
not back it up. My
You
game
probably
didn't
had
back it
both
up.
and didn't realize it.
No, my game didn't back it up. So I was like just talking just for no reason, just because I felt like I was getting in their heads.
Right.
Okay, so another question. When you are getting in the car right now, say as soon as you leave from this and you about to drive to wherever you got to drive to, what is the first song you turn it on?
Oh, you know what? So I thought about how I like Good Along better with Drake, but this song by Perry Jones is called Free.
Perry
I love
Jones.
that song. It'd be like, I'm free. I'm usually. You never heard it?
I think it's on TikTok. I'm
I'm free.
free.
I'm cool to
Sing it. Sing it.
yeah.
At this point, you might as
That,
well sing the song because
nah. But yeah, that's my song. I'm free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one though. That you listen to it when you get out here. That's it. Always put me in a good mood.
since you just did that, I also have to let everybody know that Toni is a woman of many talents and she can sing too. I'm like, you can play football, you
Listen,
can do all these sports, and you can sing.
listen. I'm learning to
Listen,
do for self because at the end of the day, you are the only person you can depend on. So if I can't do it for myself, then who's gonna do it?
no, that's fair. Okay, so let's get to some questions. Okay, are there any other sports that you played besides football in high school?
Yeah, so all my whole life since elementary, college, high school, I was always a four sport athlete. So I did cheer, track, football, and soccer, which is crazy because everything is using legs.
Wait, can you? How would you do that though at the same time?
So during football season, I didn't do cheer. I only did football. During
Hmm.
basketball season, I did cheer. I did sideline cheer and competitive cheer because it's during the same season. And then
Okay.
during the springtime, I did AAU soccer and track and field season. So.
And so football was the favorite sport.
hmm But I didn't play soccer for my high school because soccer and track season run at the same time. So I was only able to do AAU soccer.
Okay, so question. Out of the teammates, because you went to Redford, what was it, Thurston? Or was it Redford Union? Redford Union, Redford Union.
Yes,
I keep forgetting
Thurston.
it's two schools.
Yeah,
It's two
I'm not
schools,
at
two
Thurston
schools.
either.
The blue and yellow, and then
And the
it's
blue and white
the blue and white.
or
Okay, so
navy and white,
Redford.
whatever you want to call themselves.
Okay, so Redford Union.
hmm
Playing there. I guess my question is, do you still keep in touch with any of the people that was on your football team? And also, I want to know is how was the atmosphere after you were able to tell people like, hey, I got a scholarship and I play for Redford Union and I'm up out of here. How was that being a female from the Redford Union School District?
Um, For one, first off, let me say my experience was crazy being the first female to ever play at Ref Reunion because I don't. A lot of people know this, but I'm not sure if you knew this. But uh, in my senior season of playing football, I got kicked off the team and then I got put back on. I was about to transfer to Thurston, and it was getting ready to be football season. So mind you, all of a couple years passed by. We get into my senior season, and during like 2 weeks before fall camp, my coach kicked me off the team, and I asked why. He was like, basically the principal, Mr. Humans, was like, he didn't think that my safety was in good hands. Like, not good hands, but they had a
Mm-hmm.
safety concern basically with me playing football or whatever. And so I cried in the car on Thursday for hours and hours. I was like, I'm gonna just transfer to Thurston, da da da. Then I was like, no, I already put too much work in here over this school for years. So you know what I did? On that Thursday, I called the superintendent's office and I told them what happened. Yeah, I told them what happened at the time. I got a picture with the superintendent too.
Mm-hmm.
I called him. I think his name was Brian something at the time or whatever. I called him. I told his office what happened. I was able to talk to him that Tuesday. I was back on the team in my vice principal's office, and I had to sign a paper that basically said that the school wasn't liable if I ever got hurt when it came to football. And at Ref Reunion. So I played the whole season. Then I trained with my trainer and everything. And surprisingly enough, my experience in college was better than my experience in high school. Obviously, because the boys are a little bit more immature
Mm-hmm.
in high school, and then in college, the respect was already earned, given that I had 6 scholarships, and people could tell the hard work and dedication and commitment that I put into playing football. And so, yeah, that was really my experience. And then so now, I mean, I'm a two-time Hall of Famer, not just in high school, but in college as well. So it all paid off. It
And
all worked out.
you played the same position in high school and college, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I have a question, another one. Um, when you did receive these scholarships, after finding out, did you feel like, hey, I made it, and this is just a big accomplishment, or was you like, you know what, okay, I got this, but the goal still is to make it to the NFL? Like, were you just satisfied just having these scholarships?
No, I've never been satisfied. I'm not satisfied now just because I know that it's
Mm-hmm.
bigger than me and it's always been bigger than me. So my goal is to always do more and give more and be more so that I can give more to the game for the people that come from up under me, like the people that are going to come behind me in this journey of playing football, trying to make it easier and open more doors for the not just for the female athletes, but for the male athletes and athletes overall, period, because football is a hard sport to break into, and not everybody has that dedication to be able to stick with it when you're going through people giving you death threats and people telling you what you can't do and how you can do it, and that how you'll never be successful in the sport. And
Hey.
I mean, yeah, you just have to have tunnel vision for real and ask God to just literally give you the strength and understand as to why you're the one he chose to be on this journey. So no, it's not. I've never ever thought that it was enough. I still don't think it's enough, and I still believe that I have so much more to accomplish. I'm not done yet. So.
Nope, you're not done yet. And I personally know she's not done
and
yet, so
even
just wait and
and
see.
even me not being able to, like, obviously my goal was just like any other football player's goal, was to go to the NFL. I did not go to the NFL as far as playing, but I work with the NFL a lot and I do a lot with them. So even if I didn't accomplish playing with the NFL, I still work with them. So I still it's still a win-win situation. Obviously only 1% go to the NFL. Like a lot, 300 get invited to or I think it's like 310 get invited to the combine
Mm-hmm.
every year. 150 actually get drafted, and then you got to count like 98 of them probably actually play, and then another 50 or 40 of them that actually start. So I knew my chances were slim to none, but it doesn't hurt but to still give yourself a try, you know.
Okay, facts. I understand. All right, so transitioning to college, right?
Hmm.
How did you balance all of that? Because now I feel like, I'm not saying it's easier for college students in being a student athlete, because you have all of these NIL deals, and when you attended, they were non-existent. So, one, how does it make you feel that now you can really just get paid being a college athlete? And how did you manage all of it? And what did you do to make it work?
I think it's very important to be very disciplined and have time management to be able to juggle it all, because you can do it all. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't. You just have to put your life in perspective to where it works for you. As far as NIL goes, I'm not mad at these kids that are getting their NILs, because they make so much money off the backs of these kids that it's ridiculous. And
Mm-hmm.
some of these kids can't even afford to live or have a car or make it to practice or eat outside of these practices when they're having events. So I'm not mad at that. When I was in college, I had to choose whether I wanted to go NCAA or NAIA, just because I did a Super Bowl commercial and I got paid for it. And NCAA was like, basically at the time, if you do this commercial and you get paid, you're going to be deemed ineligible. Well, I had to think about what was better for me and my family and my future versus what was in the moment thing. And I chose to get paid and continue getting paid and continue doing commercials and movies and stuff without having to lose my eligibility by going to go play at a Division I NAIA school. And I don't regret my choice, because now look at that. It's opened doors for kids who get millions of dollars now. The only thing
Millions of
I can't,
dollars.
the only thing that does, you know, kinda doesn't sit well with me when it comes to NIL is that I just think that because kids can now get paid, that the game isn't as appreciated as much as it used to be, because it's taken away for a lot from the game. And then there's all these things you can pay players to come to schools. Nobody's really working hard as they used to get like the scholarships and stuff. Everything is like a pay or play thing now. So
So would
I
you
just
say
hope
this
that
is
they
all connected with the transfer portal, or is just a feeling that these athletes just get like, okay, I don't want to be here? You think
I
it
think
all
it's a
comes
little bit of
together?
both. I
Mhm.
think it all comes together, and I think it's a little bit of both, because you have these big time coaches out here who are trying to recruit all the number one athletes, and then you have these schools also who don't have enough money to pay their kids but want these athletes as well. So now it's a big competition as to where anybody's going, who's going anywhere, what kid is in the transfer portal, how many stars he have, how much money can he profit off of himself at
Okay.
that school, and what can he even achieve by going to that school. So a lot of that plays into it. That's definitely another conversation that we can discuss on another day when we collaborate on our podcast. But yeah, it's a crazy world with NIL now. I just hope that it can, they can keep the integrity of the game going.
Crazy. Okay, so speaking of the commercials, you did a commercial. It was a Super Bowl commercial with Ray Lewis, and I remember seeing it, and I was like, "Bro, she just got to tackle Ray Lewis on a car." Okay, can you explain how did you feel getting that opportunity, and then like everything set up just that day? Because I personally, I'm like, I would love to meet Ray Lewis and tackle Ray Lewis and be like, Ray Lewis, I'm day. But you got to meet this man, a legend out here, and get to tackle him. How was
Yeah.
it?
For one, let me just give props off to Ray Lewis. He is such a phenomenal
Go
person.
Ray.
He's so
Go
sweet.
Ray.
He's a gentle giant. Like, I love Ray Lewis. In that moment, it was very surreal. So, during the time that I got to film the NFL 100 commercial back in 2020, I didn't even know that I was hitting Ray Lewis. I didn't even know that I was tackling. I just know that they asked me to be in the commercial. And they never told me what I had to do until I got on set. I was changing in my trailer, and they came in my trailer, and they was like, "Hey, do you feel like tackling today or whatever? If not, we can get you a stunt double." But little do people know is, like, if you do commercials and stuff, if you have somebody where they have to do your stunts for you, you don't get to pay as much as you do if you do your own stunts. So even in my Toyota Super Bowl commercial, you see me doing like stunts where it was like driving or tackling. All of that was real. Besides the one driving in the mountains, I was too scared. But
Oh
with
yeah,
the
no,
Ray
that
Lewis
was crazy.
commercial, I had to tackle him at least 8 to 10 times. It was over and over and over. Remember, Marshawn Lynch said, "I like to run a nigga over and over and over and over
Over
and
and
over and over
over.
again." That's how it was. We might have to bleep out the one part, but
No, it's fine. It's
um,
fine. Trust me, it's fine. So
yeah,
listen though, I do have another question that could lead to a couple more. Um, can you name a time where a comment or something actually have hurt your feelings? Because I know me personally, I have a hard time adjusting to what people say. I'm always ready to snap back and do the
mhm.
most. Can you name a time when something hurt your feelings and tell it as my friend? How have you dealt with it? Because you've been in the media longer than I have.
Right.
So please explain and help me get to where I need to get to.
You know, I used to be one of those people who used to watch all the comments that people said about me or whatever, and it did used to hurt because it's like nobody's seeing all the hard work that I'm putting in behind the scenes. And I think the most hurtful comment I ever got was playing college football when I was playing junior college at that. Mind you, that is a different grind of its own. And my
Hmm.
assistant coach, he was my DB coach, and he told me this literally, quote unquote. I remember his hands being like this, and he was like, "To be honest, no one's ever going to pay you to play at the next level because you're just not as fast as the guys. You're just not as strong." He was like, "But you can be around football." And then I literally that day, like, I was bawling in tears because I'm like, how you see the work I put in every single day here, but you don't think somebody would pay me to play at the university level because what? I'm not the strongest and I'm not the fastest, but I work the hardest. I know the game better than anybody does on this field because I study way more than anybody else. And so I bawled my eyes out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove his ass wrong. And guess what happened?
Okay.
I worked my ass off day in, day out. I never missed a meeting. I
Okay.
never missed a practice. I never missed an event. I never missed a game. Even when I was hurt, even when I would be going through my little monthly stuff, nobody understands trying to play and tackle and do all of that shit playing football. And so that next year, right after I filmed that Super Bowl commercial, I mean, before I filmed that Super Bowl commercial, I had already racked up 6 scholarships. And I
Listen
made
to
sure I
him.
invited him to the signing of me getting my scholarship, and he's in the photos. If you go on my Instagram, you can see him. He's in the photos. He may not be giving the best face, but I know he felt salty because you told me no one would ever pay me to play at the next level, and yet I am the first female to be awarded a college football scholarship as a non-specialist in college football history, and can't nobody
Okay,
take that
so
away from me.
now what, sir, for trying to tell my
So
friend
now
that?
what? So
Now what,
now what?
sir?
I'm the
And
baddest
working with
chick
the
walking
NFL and
walking.
still playing football. Look, sir,
Exactly. I just
Yes.
had to get out of my humble, because I'm always so humble. I try to, because I know that what God give, He also can take away. But also, God, vengeance is the Lord, and you're not gonna play with me in the hard work that I put in to get where I am. So
Okay. So, um, just a couple last little questions, right quick.
yeah.
Knowing that now that Toni just had a football camp this summer,
Mhm.
and to me, I feel like it was the first ever female football camp. I don't know what you know, but to me and in my world, it was the first, and I was so grateful to be able to attend and be with the young kids. Also, what do you feel that football, which direction is it going? I just want to get your take on this because I'm noticing they are pushing this flag football. And
Mhm.
to me personally, it feels like flag football is geared to females and regular football is geared to just the straight boys. So it's like,
Mhm.
hey girls, if you want to play football, you can play flag, and if you want to do tackle, it has to be for boys. So what advice would you give to someone who is probably right now being forced into flag football but wants to play on a tackle football with the guys?
I definitely agree with you that they are definitely pushing the flag football agenda. As far as girls playing, I don't know if they're trying to take away the time that women have spent in playing tackle, and they're trying to completely make it all flag. But I would say to a girl that wants to play tackle, but they're trying to make her play flag. Still go after that shit, because if
Go
you,
after it, girl.
I didn't grow up playing flag. I've always been a tackle player since I was a kid. I don't know much of other people who came from where I come from, but I didn't start playing flag until I got to like high school. And it's even now, like, I'm super aggressive with flag. I prefer tackle football over anything, even if it is, a little bit more fast paced and a little bit more riskier. But I just feel like you cannot take the option away from people who love this game so much, like that you can do both, or you can do one or the other, but you should still have the same option. And right now, the level playing field is not the same when it comes to flag and tackle, because everything is about flag now. We have flag in the Olympics. We have flag getting ready to be a professional sport for with NFL. You have the USA flag teams. Then you have the girls initiative that are playing flag football in high schools and colleges now. Like, yes, flag football is a tremendous thing. It's huge, and it's going to be so big in the next couple years. But I also think that they should not take away from the people who've made strides to help tackle football become its own thing for women. Um, so
That's
I think
very understandable.
they shouldn't take away from that either. You can do
So
both. You can have
listen,
both.
if you are a high schooler out there, or after high school, and you want to play tackle football, play tackle
Mhm.
football. And if flag football is not what you want to do, and you can do both, do it.
Do
But don't
both.
let them lead you into this
Yeah.
path, because I'm noticing they being led to this path. You can still
Right.
go tackle them,
Figure out what's
because
best for you, and then choose off that of where your heart truly is. Don't allow anybody else to steer your decisions, because ultimately in the end you will regret it and you will resent them for it.
okay. Speaking on something that's a little more personal, how would you say, what is your take on relationships and trying to be, doing football, being a person of the media? Would you say that relationship wise can work with it, or do you think it is more of a distraction?
I think it depends on the person. I think it could be a distraction for people if they're not with the correct person. And that's happened to me in the past. In my past relationships, it was a very big distraction, because I was dating people who also played football or whatever, like in college or whatever. And because I was like a female football player, it was like always a competition with them. And no woman wants to feel like she's in competition with her man, nor does a man want to feel like he's in competition with his woman. But it was always competition, because I was in the media more, because I, worked with NFL more, or they weren't doing the same things as me. So now, in the current relationship I'm in now, yes, your girl is taken. My man, my man, my
Go, go,
man.
go, go, go. That's
uh
my
I'm in a
heart.
relationship with somebody who does not play sports, and even though he, isn't big in the female football world as far as like seeing it and actually being able to
Hmm.
understand it, he's so freaking supportive. Yes, he's scared for me to be out there, going out there to play, and for him to see me, but every time I hear him talking to somebody, he's like, yeah, and Toni has a game on
That's
March
my,
29th,
that's
such
my
and such,
Tony.
and yeah, and
That's
she
they.
is such and such in college, and yeah, and he be like, and you can Google her. Yes, baby, tell them they can Google your girl, okay? And I just love how, you know, regardless of how he feels about it and what it makes him feel, he does it because he know how much I love it and how much he loves me. So it's so important to have somebody who's going to support you in the rooms when you're not in there, and then support you right there to your face and tell you, you know, you can still do it, and they're rooting you on regardless of the outcome. So I'm appreciative for that. And
Shout out to
yes, I
Bay.
am a lover girl. Shout out to baby.
Yeah,
And
you inspire me to one day be a lover girl. I
you
am
are a
thug
lover
life.
girl. You try
I
to
am
play like
thug
this
life
hard
day.
lover girl,
Listen,
but
y'all,
you
I'm
are
thug
a lover
life day.
girl.
Thug
You
life
are a
day,
lover girl.
and it is what it is. I get distracted, so thug life day works every time. When I get to your level of mental, then I'll be able to make that work. But I got
Yeah.
a final question
Right
for
now,
you.
you're doing your thing right now in the media, and I forgot to give you, you know, your advice. Don't let these people that are in the media take you up notches that where you don't need to be, because like I say all the time, when you figure out where people are literally battling with in their lives, they are projecting, you won't want to argue with them because it's not worth it. I always say this all the time:
Not
if you
worth
ain't got no
it.
haters, you ain't popping. People gonna talk in the media. They talked about Jesus Christ to the day he died, and that still don't change anything. Okay, so you keep on popping your
I'll
shit,
be
then
ready
you
to
keep
be
on doing
like,
your podcast, and you keep on doing your reporting and your interviews, and just watch God like change your whole life for the better and watch you soar. Like, you got to keep stepping on next no matter what, because ultimately the people that hate and the people that support you are both making you money. So make that fucking
making
money.
money. And I keep
Make
trying
the
to tell
money.
people,
Listen, make the money. Don't let it make you.
listen,
Okay.
God do not play about me. And I keep trying to tell
And
people this
that's the
over and over.
mindset
He
you got
does
to
not
have.
play about me.
Yep.
But, so, Toni, can't call you by the nickname. I want to call you Harris.
Better not.
What's next? Or what is something that you want everybody to know, or they might not know about Toni Harris?
You know what? I'm so used to people asking me this question, and I'm always so ready to tell, but I think for now I'm going to keep it a secret, because if there's three things that I've learned is you never tell people about your man or your woman. You don't tell them how much money you got, and you don't tell them what's your next move. So I think people
Millionaire
are
over
just going
here.
to have to wait and see what Toni Harris has up next. But y'all can stay tuned for the first game on March 29th. Pop out, come out.
March 29th, Chicago.
University of Chicago, come support your girl. Number one, put a jersey on, put a shirt on, come out there, watch the WNSC Women's National Football Conference play this season.
Yes. Okay, listen, everybody. If you didn't know Toni, now you do know Toni. And thank you, Toni. Can't say your nickname, Harris. But I really appreciate you for being on my show and as my first guest. And I tell you, I love you. And I know I don't tell my friends enough because you would never hear me say this in public.
Yeah.
But
She swears she's not a lover girl, but she is. She's such a lover girl.
no, I'm
It's
not. Don't
okay.
tell them that.
We
Just
click
leave
on
me.
a different
But
level. It's okay.
I really do love you and I really do appreciate you.
I love you.
March 29th, we are in
Yes.
Chicago
Mm-hmm.
watching number one with the Chicago Winds. And also for everybody who is still tuned in right now, I really need you to share this video, comment what you think, or say hi to Toni. Say, what up, Toni? Like, I never heard your story and it was very inspiring. Or if you are a college student, say thank you, Toni, for the advice. I really appreciate you and I love you. Also, please subscribe at Day Rose TV on YouTube. Love you guys and stay tuned because next week we have another exciting guest. Peace.